What is going on, Swoopers? Welcome back to another episode of Swoop Luke. In this episode, we'll be previewing the huge Collingwood Brisbane Lions game. So let's run that intro, jump straight into it. Follow me on all my socials, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, all Swoop Luke, no surprise there. If you are a returning Swooper, welcome back. Thank you so much for rejoining me. There's now 958 of you, which is just phenomenal. I feel like I'm going to hit 1,000 subs before the season is out, and hopefully before finals. If I hit 1,000 subs before finals, I'll have a little bit of a giveaway from all of you. So if you enjoy this content, if you have Collingwood friends that aren't subscribed or don't know about me, share this video with them, get them to subscribe. It could be a beanie or a jersey or something like that in a foil if I reach 1,000 subs before finals. But if you are a new Swooper and just watching for the first time, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Hit that subscribe button, press that notification bell, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. Anyway, let's get into this preview. So going into this game, on paper, we're pretty much the same with wins, losses. In the last 5 games, Brisbane have only dropped 1, which was against the Tigers. In our last 5 games, we've only dropped 1, which was against Melbourne. So Brisbane had the week off last week. The 2 games prior to that were the St Kilda game and the North Melbourne game. They only beat St Kilda by 2 points, and they only beat the Kangaroos, who were sitting, 17th, by 1 point. So you can see that in the last couple of weeks, although they did have the wins, they were just like, the gears were just grinding and they were just doing enough to win. St Kilda threatened late and Kangaroos threatened late to take those games, but alas, they won both games. The huge break is really going to benefit Brisbane, you would think. The last game they played was against St Kilda, and that game came on August the 23rd. Our last game was like 5 days ago against the Blues, a hard-fighting Blues. And, they've got the extra week, and it just says something about the fixturing. And I know it's a weird season and games have to be played, but it seems a little bit unfair that a team that's coming off the bye, effectively a 2-week bye, or 2 weeks since their last game, is versing a team off such a short break, 5 days. It could be a benefit for us, or it could be a benefit for Brisbane. We're not going to really know until we play tomorrow night, or tonight if you're watching it on Friday. But head over to my Instagram, Swoop Luke, and you'll see a good article by Jay Clark about our fixturing and stuff like that. But I just wanted to make that mention in this form sort of section because, Brisbane are coming off the bye and we're really not. But in saying that, our form recently has been really good. We've won a few on the trot, knocking off Sydney, Adelaide, not convincingly, but still knocking them off. And then Kangaroos, that second half, magnificent. And then Carlton, which was an elimination final pretty much. And we played really well for pretty much 4 quarters. So that's our form coming in. We've got a bit of a snowball effect, as I like to call it just right now, which is that we're gaining momentum. We're coming down that avalanche, and with snowballs, they come down the avalanche, they start picking up more snow, getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's how I feel our season is going at the moment, which is, snowballs or avalanches aren't positive, but I feel this analogy is positive for us. So the last time we versed Brisbane, cast your minds back to round 5 last year. It was Dane Beams's return to the Gabba after that controversial trade to get him back. It was the game where we kicked 7 goals in the first quarter. We had 6 individual goal kickers in that first quarter. We ended up smashing the Lions by over 60 points. It was about 61 to 128 going off my memory. And by memory, I mean looking at my phone 2 seconds ago, but I'm not going to bring it up again. But it was a good game all in all. Mychek kicked a bag. Elliott kicked a bag. Stevenson kicked a bag. Cal Brown got 2. So it was a great all-round performance. Adam Treloar, 35 or so disposals as well. It was a great all-round performance, and we match up so well against the Brisbane Lions, and that game proved it. At that time, Brisbane were a force to be reckoned with in round 5 of the season. Everyone was tipping them to go, top 4, and I think they did finish top 4 anyway. But you can tell that we needed a big scalp at the start of the season, and that was the big scalp that we got. We showed that we were here to play. We won't talk about 2019 too much, but I bring this up every week, previously on or when we last met them, because I know what a good side that we are, and it shows that we do match up well against the Lions. So the game's pretty much going to be won and lost in the midfield. I've recently been talking about that midfield to forward line connection, and I feel like against Carlton we were getting it back. A lot of our forwards were getting space, and with Cox, oh my god, it helps so much more playing the game plan that we play when we've got a big forward leading up, or the ball's getting put on his head and he's tapping it. That amazing touch goal and crumbing goal by Josh Thomas because of a Cox contest. But I feel like the midfield battle is going to be the big battle. We know Lachie Neale is favourite for the Brownlow. Levi Greenwood, does he put a hard tag on him, or does Pendles play on him like he did last year a little bit, and like he did with Cripps last week? But in saying that, Brisbane are the 18th ranked team for clangers. So they turn over the ball a lot, or they fumble the ball a lot. We have to make the most of that. So if we can apply that pressure, apply that forward pressure, apply the the attack that our midfielders do apply with Greenwood in the side, he's going to make them fumble a lot more. If we make them fumble, especially in that forward 50, we get those pressure goals and we put the pressure back on them. The only way to build pressure is scoreboard pressure. We've got to get in there early. We know we're good first quarter specialists. We've got to show that. We've got to make our shots count. Another area that's going to be important is shots at goal. We know Brisbane are a shocking team at the moment for converting goals. They could have blown teams out of the water, but they just can't convert. They could have won games, but they just can't convert. And we're kind of in the same boat. At one stage last week, we were 2 goals 5 from set shots, or 1 goal 4, or something crazy like that. That was up until half time, I think, and you could see that, and Carlton were the flip side. They were like 4 goals 1 or something ridiculous. So you can see that we still have to make our moments count, especially at goal when we should be kicking goals. They're just set shots, guys. I know there's a little bit of pressure and stuff, but we can't be converting at 1 goal 4, or we can't be converting 25% of our set shots. We tidy that up, we win by a decent margin. Key matchups, again, Greenwood and Neale. I want to see that. I think Andrews is going to play on Cox. I think Cox will absolutely demolish Andrews. Andrews is a good player, but I think Cox will have his number. And, not really a matchup, but I just want to see Darcy Moore and Maynard grow into that more cult-like elite status. And, people don't really talk about Maynard and Darcy for All-Australian anymore. Even though they are. We know that they are. So, they're going to be pushed into that more of an elite bracket, and they will get talked about. They will be in those rolling All-Australians that every radio station does. That's exactly what I want to see. Another key area that we're going to have to look out for is that the Brisbane Lions rank second in inside 50s per game. So Darcy Moore and Braden Maynard and all those guys down back are going to have their work cut out for them. I'll keep harking on about this, but when Darcy versus the Kangaroos, he stopped 58% of their inside 50 attacks. Just because the Brisbane are ranked second with inside 50s doesn't mean they necessarily convert second with their inside 50s, although they are a good scoring side in that sense. But I feel like Darcy Moore is going to have a very important role in that defence and as that floating defender, which he has been doing, that intercept marker. Did it well against the Kangaroos, did it even better against Carlton. The ins and outs this week, Cameron comes out after a, less than mediocre game. I think he only had 1 disposal, 2 tackles maybe, didn't do a lot, and Main comes out, with that 3 to 4 injury, 3 to 4 week injury, the facial fracture and stuff with that Paddy Cripps hit. In Greenwood and the mullet, Max Lynch makes his debut. He's been touted as the second best ruckman at the Pies, and when I say second best ruck in the squad, I kind of mean that he's an out and out ruckman. Whereas Grundy is a ruckman, but he's also doubles up as a midfielder and he's got that running capacity and stuff. I feel like the vision that I've seen of Max Lynch and what I'm hearing from reports and stuff like that is that he's a really good, just out and out ruckman. Doesn't do a lot of the midfield sort of grunt, but he'll be resting forward a little bit. Grundy's probably tiring a little bit, so he might play 20% of his game time in the forward line and let Lynch ruck for most of it, so that would be a bit exciting to see. It's a huge game for him to come in, and I feel like he's going to do an amazing job. He's our 6th debutant this season, so that just shows you what kind of season we're having. But he's going to be amazing to watch. And the mullet and a dream, and his dreams come true. I've been saying since the Carlton game, or since the end of the Carlton game, that we're absolutely going to come out and smash the Brisbane Lions. I feel like we're going to win by about 37 points. Would be a really big win in the context of not only the season, but just as where we are as a club. And I go back to that avalanche snowball metaphor as well. My big call is that... let's see. Cox is going to kick 4 goals. That's my big call. And they'll start talking about Maynard as an All-Australian defender, finally giving him the praise that he deserves this season. Alright guys, so that has been my preview. I'd love to know your thoughts down below. As always, I'll get to as many comments as I can. Thank you for all your continued support. It's going to be a bit different next week. Obviously, tomorrow night or tonight, whenever you're watching this video, the game's on. Saturday, my review will go up, and then we've got the nice break. So no more previews or reviews until the next game against the Suns. So I'm going to be doing a little bit more one-off sort of videos. I've got a couple planned, but if you have any ideas of things that you would like me to talk about, draft or injury tolls or anything like that, leave them down below. I'll consider it all and make a couple of videos, more one-off videos, special videos for you guys. Anyway, again, I appreciate all the support. If you made it this far, leave a swoop down below. Really appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you all later.
Ooh la la.
Follow me on all my social... Oh my god. But on closer inspection... But let's look at these games on closer inspection. So Brisbane had the week off last week. Oh my god. Mychek kicked the bag. Checkers kicked the bag. Elliott. Sorry, Mychek and Checkers, they're both the same person.